Hey friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life, and I am back now making the meatloaf I promised you using one of the eggs that the chickens decided to share with us. So it's our first egg that's going to be going into our meatloaf, and I'm also going to use a store-bought egg as well because I tend to put 2 eggs into my meatloaf. This is a real simple recipe. You can follow a recipe in your cookbooks online or whatever. This is just how I do it, and it turns out pretty good. First of all, I buy lean meat, and this is about 1.5 pounds. I made something else out of some of the meat because I buy it in bulk. So I just kind of get it going here, and it did not come out of the freezer. This was bought a day or two ago. So what I do is I will incorporate some oatmeal, not breadcrumbs, which is your typical additive in meatloaf. I don't. I find that oatmeal does a better job, makes it tastier. So you have your lean hamburger, and this just seriously tastes so much better. So the other thing that I'm going to put in here is I chopped up a medium onion. I'm going to throw that in. And let's see, let's get that oven started. I pull out those pans that are in there. Sometimes I store pans in there. So we'll get the oven started. I might need more oatmeal, so I'm not going to put that away yet. The other thing I did was I have a large clove garlic that I'm going to be putting in. And I could definitely use the garlic press, but I'm just going to cut this up really quick. I actually don't mind biting into a piece of garlic. Alright, so I've got some garlic here. It'll soften in as well. That's just one. It's a decent size. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting 2 eggs in. The first one will be from my lovely girls. And isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can see it, but it's a lovely orange. Let's compare that to the store-bought egg. I am so excited because our egg, I don't know if you can tell, the lighting isn't that great in here. Let's see. This here is from our chicken. This is from the store-bought. So this one's nice and golden. Isn't that awesome? So I put 2 eggs into it. And then the other thing that I do, it's about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You don't have to put brown sugar. I do and I don't. It depends on my mood. I'm going to put some parsley from the garden in here. I'm going to put some basil. This is some purple basil that I had in the garden. I have some Greek oregano I'm going to put in. And another thing that I put in is I grind up my kale and my spinach. Today I'm just going to put kale in. I do it as just a nutritional additive to it. One of the things that I also add in is a seaweed. I can't even say it right. Gomasio. It's a seaweed and sea salt mixture, and I like it, and I like how it tastes in a meatloaf. So I'm just going to put maybe, I would say that's about a teaspoon. Okay. Then I am going to throw in some mustard. And it's about 1 to 2 tablespoons of mustard. Yeah, you like my way of measuring? I don't measure. Okay, most people put ketchup on the top of their meatloaf. Well, maybe not most. My mother used to, and other people I know growing up always did, and I never liked it that way. So what I do is I put it right in. I think I just splattered myself. I need to get those aprons made. All right, I'm going to add in some salt. I'm going to add in some pepper. And that is going to be it. I want to see if I got ketchup on me. No. I'm glad about that. That's a pain to get out. And then all I do is I just mix this in. Now the only other thing that I have to add in here is a little bit of milk, but I'm going to get this started just to kind of get everything all mixed in. And if it seems like it's too moist, you just add a little bit of oatmeal back in. Now I put 2 half cups in there, so it's a cup of oatmeal. I'm putting in goat milk because that's what I can drink. I can put soy milk in, I can put almond milk. I like the goat milk, so that's why I've been using that lately. So you just mix it up like you do all your meatloaf. Can you mix this up with your hands? I know some people do. I just like this blender here to get started. It's looking like I might not need any more meatloaf. And what I do, I just mix it right into the bowl that I'm going to actually use. So this is Salmon Falls or Salmon Creek pottery, and I really love it because I bake my meatloafs in this almost all the time, because we don't care if it's sandwich, you know, like some people might put it in a bread pan. Sometimes I do, but this I'm not going to today. I'm going to add another half cup. So when you use lean meat and the oatmeal, you end up with less fat in your, less greasy. Or that's been my experience. What I like about this thing is you just twist it and it mixes it really nice. And it keeps my fingers from getting dirty. So basically it's 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef. You can use venison. You can use whatever it is that you prefer. Then you use 1 to 1.5 cups of oatmeal until you get it to a texture that you like. I like the mixture of them all. I add in some garlic. My garlic was a large garlic clove. A medium onion. Chop those up. They don't have to be chopped up fine. It depends on the taste buds of those in the family. I used to have to chop things up really fine in ours, but my husband's gotten used to how I cook, so he doesn't complain so much anymore. Then you add in some basil. What else did I add in there? Some oregano, basil, and parsley. Now, generally speaking, my allergist tested me. I have an allergy to basil. So I asked her, I said, some recipes are good with the basil. What can I do? She says, what you need to do is make sure that you cook it for at least an hour at 350, and this will cook for like 50 minutes to an hour. So I haven't had any problems doing it this way. And then you add salt, pepper, not a lot, just enough. Add a little bit of milk, maybe about 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, If you can't have sugar in your diet, then don't put the sugar in. It's not going to hurt it. It just gives it a little bit of sweetener. And also, ketchup has sugar in it too if you're buying store-bought. So maybe consider making your own. There is a way to make ketchup. I've made it before, but not recently. So this is what I had on my shelf. Mustard. That's about a tablespoon or not. And then some seaweed guamasillo. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. But anyways, that's what it looks like. And I'm trying to get that. It's by Eden, and it's really good. It adds a nice flavor. And then about 2 tablespoons of milk, your choice. It turns out really nice. So this is about ready to go in. The oven is ready for it. And all I do is I get all the meat off this, and then I just kind of like pat it down. Now, I realize that some people like ketchup on the top of their meatloaf. Honestly, I like putting ketchup on it afterwards myself, but I don't like it baked on top. So that's why you won't catch me putting ketchup on top. Another thing that I have been known to do with my meatloaf is if I end up having any leftover bacon, and I haven't made anything with bacon in actually quite some time. Here, I'm going to put this in the oven uncovered, 350 for 50 minutes to start. Check it, and then at the hour point, if it's not fully cooked through, just add it that extra 10 minutes for the hour, and you should be golden. Hold on. So that's pretty much it to make my meatloaf that I make. Sometimes I add in some other things. Like today I added in, what was it? I put in some dried kale. That was maybe 1/8 to 1/4 cup. It's just another nutrient into the meatloaf that kind of like fills it a little bit, adds nutrients, and it also absorbs some of the moisture, so it makes it so it's not so greasy or so watery and stuff. That's the way I like it, and this way I've been making it. You don't have to put dried kale in, but you can put fresh kale in. You can put broccoli in. You can do all kinds of stuff. The thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to probably make some broccoli on the side, have this, and possibly some mashed potatoes or a baked potato, whatever David desires. And that's going to be it. And there's going to be plenty of leftover. As you can see, this is a pretty decent sized meal. And so what we'll do is he can have some for lunch. He can have it in a sandwich, but we can also put it in the freezer to have it another time. So that's how I make my meatloaf. I'll be back and show you what it looks like at the end. Take care of yourselves. Hey friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life, and I am back to share that the meatloaf is done. So here we have it. Looks delightful. So my husband only wanted broccoli with it tonight, so that's what we're going to have with it. So I am going to serve up just a little bit for each of us, because it's about 5 o'clock and we still go to bed a little bit early at night, so it's all right. And you can see that it's cooked right through. And let's get him some broccoli. Hey, honey. So we steamed up some broccoli, having a little bit of meatloaf. And then we are going to chill a little bit for the night. Now normally this stays together pretty good, but so I know it doesn't look like much, but it's not. We're both not really hungry, so we're just having a little bit tonight, get settled in for the night, and then we're gonna have this for leftovers tomorrow, either for lunch or I'll freeze it for some other meals. Anyways, folks, it turned out great, and I should probably taste it. And I didn't put any ketchup on it right here, but let's see what it tastes like. It's perfect. So I hope you guys give it a shot. Meatloaf is wonderful in terms of a comfort food. I didn't make mashed potatoes because we're both really, really tired, and we're going to just be, I know it's only like about 5 o'clock. We're going to we're going to watch a movie afterwards and just kind of like chill out for the night, and hopefully both of us get a lot of rest so that tomorrow we can be quite productive. I've got a lot of things planned for tomorrow because I have to get some applesauce made, and I have to get there's a few other things I have to get done. So that's a busy day in front of me. I hope you have a great day. I hope your evening is restful, and I hope that God blesses you abundantly. Enjoy.